Welcome to episode 3 of Webway Radio. I'm Kurt.
I'm Mark.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about the Skirmish game versus Wargame differences.
Yeah, just kind of discussing what makes them different. What are some of the, I guess, positives and negatives about both?
Don't like.
Just kind of fun conversation. Like
certain games do get mentioned a lot, which really makes me think like, maybe we should be playing games like that. But we actually played a game.
Yes, we did.
After, a year or so of kind of hanging out and playing games, we played a game of 40K. Let me specify. We played a lot of games. We finally sat down and played a game, stood up and played a game of 40K. It didn't go well for us. Spoilers.
It went well for me.
Yeah, and my wife finally, after 2.5 years, plays a game with me.
Yeah.
Which was really cool, actually. It was nice to just hang out without kids and reteach I haven't taught somebody how to play 40K in a long time.
Oh, wow.
Good refresher. That was nice to kind of, she knew, but she, it was like, what is sustained hits? It's like, all right, we're starting from the very beginning, because most of her reps were 9th edition. Oh, and she played a few 10th games, but not a lot.
So that sounds cool, man. Can't wait to hear it.
Let's take a little break, and we'll come right back with Hobby Progress.
Sounds good. Okay, man, let's talk hobby progress.
All right. How about you go first?
Oh, boy. So not as much as I would have liked, but I finally did crack out my Tartaros Terminators that have been staring at me from a little box.
I've never seen them in person.
They are tiny. Like, not in a bad way. They're about the same height as the new Heresy Tactical Marines.
Okay. So they are smaller.
They're definitely smaller than Indombitus armor. I don't know if they're smaller than Cataphracti. It's been a while.
Which one can't run? Cataphracti can't run. Okay, so they're smaller, so I imagine they might. That's the reason why they could do that?
Their armor's worse until I give them the Vigil shields that gives them a better save. I'm paying for it, but...
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I love that I'm getting piecemeal kind of what you're working on wise in Heresy, so I can kind of try to counter that.
Yeah. There's going to be Vindicators and Predators, and mainly because it's just what I have on hand. But yeah, trying to giving them all power mauls because I can.
Why not?
I'm trying to keep them cheap, I say, as I'm paying like 15 points a model for the shields.
Oh my gosh.
But that's why I'm going with power mauls, because I looked at all the different power weapons that are all free. I was like, the mauls, I'm gonna give them maces. That's
Back in my day, we had power mauls in 40K. I had Chaos models that had the power maul.
Doesn't Chaos still have power mauls? Or is it just generic power weapon?
I think now it's all power weapons.
Oh.
Thank you, 10th edition.
Yeah.
Still mad about my heirloom weapon on the Thunderwolf Cavalry, but hey, what do you
I'm not. Curse those things.
They were so much worse to play against when they actually had Thunderhammers, though.
I really hope that they wouldn't be any worse than
because they were strength 8 or strength 10, I think, because it doubled it.
Oh, wow.
So suddenly, they're doubling out almost everything.
Wow.
And instant death used to be a rule where if you took the wound from something, you just died.
Oh, so Heresy is, I guess, faithful to 7th or whatever that it has instant death.
They refreshed it, updated it, and made it kind of streamlined-ish. Not 40K streamlined, but more balanced and things.
I was going to say, I think, because way back in the day, way before I even bought models, I actually did watch some battle reports of mini wargaming doing stuff. And I think the earliest I ever saw was 8th. So the tables and all that stuff and the side armor and stuff. I don't think I ever saw 7.
I think side armor was gone in 8. That's when they...
Was it?
They indexed the entire game.
So I never saw any of that.
Man.
So it's 7th is kind of this mythical thing to me that I've not really seen much of.
Technically, you've played it.
I have.
Just only with Marines.
It's fine, which I'd be doing that anyways. Let's be real.
I gotcha.
But yeah, so working on those. I have a Karin tank.
Which one?
Gotcha. The normal one. Until my bits come in to replace the head, because I want to run the Punisher.
Oh,
where it's got the this is infantry or marine deleting gun.
Nice. Is it a blast or
it's I think just volume of fire. Okay, it's 18 shots or something. So it's a giant minigun strapped on it. Yeah. I've heard it's not the best, but it's I'm gonna bring it because I can.
I mean, I'm building that for fun, not for meta whatever.
One thing I found that's interesting about my Heresy army is I'm almost incentivized not to bring dreadnoughts with my army rule because the fact that I'm hitting better with bolters and auto cannons.
Oh,
The dreadnoughts are already maxed out on how good they shoot. So I get bonuses for bringing them on tanks, but I don't get anything for bringing dreadnoughts. So that I'll still bring dreadnoughts, as many as will allow.
Am I building 3 right now? Maybe.
But I don't get the bonuses for them. So it's
interesting.
Yeah, but not a ton. I guess I did finish out building. I built the second Vindicator. Man, that Rhino chassis is
newer or older chassis?
Older chassis.
Because those are so bad.
Yeah.
I remember when I built all my Space Wolf Rhinos, you basically had to just, kind of half glue it together and just get the rubber bands out and just start like spot gluing and welding it in places to keep it together.
Yeah.
But you would get to where you could build a Rhino in like 25 minutes because it was just with the rubber bands and everything holding it. You just kind of, boom, 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 and done.
Yeah. It's not that bad. This one, actually, the mold lines weren't that bad. The first Vindicator I got, dude, there was a mold line across every track. Like, the treads, it was miserable trying to clean that out. This one was fine, thank goodness. Yeah. But I still have 2 Predators to build, and I'm not looking forward to that.
You talking about the Heresy stuff there, it just made me, like, have that light bulb moment to where it's like, I have 3 or 4 drop pods in a battle foam case that are painted and ready to go.
Oh, Raven Guard?
They're not, they're not bad in Heresy, so maybe we get a little more mobile next time we play.
That'd be cool.
Storm Eagle's going to come out. I feel good about. Hey, we're escalating quickly. And actually, do you have any other hobby?
Oh, I built dusters for Blackout.
Oh, nice.
Those 2, which you've seen those in person now at this point.
Those are cool.
They are so cool. Just they're so posable. It's mainly I had to work kind of from the hips down. It's like I have to figure out what pose I want the lower body to be, and then there's a lot of dry fitting just to because it's all like ball joints and like hinge joints or whatever.
Did you find yourself at any point standing up and putting your legs kind of in the position?
Maybe if they didn't have the I forget the term, they have like cow legs where they have the double knee joint or something. Yeah. So it's a little hard to do that pose, but dude, they're so customizable. If you wanted to take them and swap the arms or swap the legs or the torso, like you can mix and match and make as long as the weapons.
Sure.
And I mean, if we're playing casually, it doesn't even matter, but
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Just believe me that the axe is a machine gun. It's fine. But yeah, no, it's super, super cool kits.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I ask that because at one point when we lived at the old house, I was upstairs in my hobby room and I think I was building a dreadnought and I was trying to like bend a knee a little bit and I had my arms kind of posed and Jordan walks in. It's like, what are you doing? And it was almost like from the Iron Man scene. Like, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
I've definitely done that once or twice.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if he's running, like, how should he...
how would he? Yeah,
because I had a dreadnought that was lovingly dubbed Stank Leg because I was doing that, but glued them backwards.
Oh,
so it looked like he was like skipping.
Oh,
and it was, and of course, I tried to fix it. I made it twice as bad, and it was just like, you know what,
poor guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna pose my second Brutalis because. As it was, I've gotten some comments about him with his grabby hands, but I had him kind of because he's got the bolters on his wrist, right? So I have him just with his hands out, and I love it. So I'm gonna have to have like a punching.
Just be careful. The plan, the way I posed him was to have him standing on a rock like a Captain Morgan kind of pose, like as a dreadnought.
Sure.
And it just didn't pan out at all. It shifted just enough in the gluing phase, and then the leg was forward too much, and it was just like, oh no, he's dancing.
Breaking a move. Speaking of Captain Morgan, weird Mark lore, apparently on my mother's side, which is through New Zealand, I am apparently very distantly related to the actual Captain Morgan. Like,
I knock on wood every time we sit down to record.
Cross your fingers. It's hearsay.
Okay.
But my grandmother's maiden name is Morgan.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. I've been told.
Okay.
So I pretend that I am.
My wife's maiden name is Hereford.
Oh, well, I can imagine some unfun school days.
Oh, that poor girl.
Poor Jordan.
I didn't get a lot of hobby progress done. It's been chaos at the Dilly house. Soccer started. It rained. It got cold. It got hot. It got cold again.
Tennessee weather, man.
Crazy. So we've been trying to enjoy like the nice days outside. I'm trying to make my kid good at soccer.
Sure.
So a lot of my afternoons go into that right now. But I did actually yesterday, before Jordan and I played half a game, got a Space Marine. He's not the Praetor, he's the Centurion.
Centurion.
Vigilator.
Gotcha.
Assembled after being in a little baggie for probably 5 years.
Wow.
And on my desk right now, don't know if you can see it, when I bought him, I also bought, at the time, it was like the new White Scar Centurion had come out with his crazy blade.
Oh.
And I had to buy one of those too.
Sure.
So I'm actually putting him together I figured I could proxy him as something.
Sure.
And he just looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just paint him black and no one will know.
That's the plan. It was black or white. So,
Sure.
Or maybe a light pale green.
Any decisions on that front or just
and just so people are aware, I've been agonizing on keeping my Death Guard Heresy army I picked up Death Guard, or if I wanted to potentially repaint them before I put any more effort into them, just to have something different. Mm-hmm. And I'm still kind of on the fence, but Death Guard's definitely growing on me.
Sure.
But I kind of want to have like the Raven Guard as my good army loyalist.
Good guys, yeah.
And have a traitor army.
Yeah.
But, I've always liked the idea of having a White Scars army, but I could have like traitor White Scars.
That'd be cool.
Because in the Scars book, a bunch of them fell.
Oh, interesting.
The whole book's about the splitting of that legion.
I did not know that.
You thought the Dark Angels were bad?
Oh, really? I guess the White Scars took a lot more their fallen ones died.
Yes. It was like the Terran White Scars were like, we're with Horus. Mm-hmm. We have been ignored and blah, 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 blah. And all the Chagoris White Scars were like, we're with the Emperor.
Yeah.
And so it was a divide not only between like, good and bad, but like the OG Terran guys that formed the Legion. And then when they went to Chagoris and started recruiting there, they kind of got put on the back burner and forgotten about. And so it made them mad. So yeah. It's the book's about the struggle and the fall, and it follows like a guy from Terra and a guy from Jagoras, and they came up in the Legion together and all the things, and it's like, man, I should.
So many daddy issues.
I know, but it's like, how many bikes am I going to have to buy or print?
Sure.
And it's like, I have so many good Death Guard stuff now, so we'll see.
I guess it also depends on how heavy you want to run, because that Death Guard stuff looks like they're running pretty heavy. It's
and I like that, though. The Raven Guard are light, jump packs, fast, striking, and all the things. And I do kind of like that I could go tons of vehicles with the Death Guard and have like that super heavy, tons of the Terminators with scythes because they look awesome.
They look cool.
So
scythes are cool.
That's the great debate. But I'm gonna work on my Raven Guard some more and get them to at least 3,000 points before I make any rash decisions.
Sure.
But I'm probably gonna have to steal a couple of units out of that because the lot that I bought, he had at least a 5-man of every heavy, special, and whatever the other weapon type was. So there's like 15 units of like, here's the last cannon guys, and here's a rotor cannon guys, and here's
one of each
Volkite guys, and it's just like I could just cherry pick whatever I want and need.
Yeah,
and I still probably have 60 Mark 6 Marines nuance brew.
Wow.
So
yeah, you're probably set for
good
at
for
least
a bit.
Marine bodies.
And I've actually looked at trading some stuff off for a Mechanicum lot, so that's kind of in the works. So we'll see.
The allied detachments is neat. Just like I can bring, not guardsmen, but like Solar Auxilia or something.
The lightning cannon on those AdMech dudes is pretty crazy.
Oh, the big stompy robots.
Well, even the little guys, some of the little guys can get it.
Oh, interesting.
It's cool.
I mean, I definitely like the look. I mean, the guard almost looks steampunk or something. They almost look like something out of War Machine.
And I can't think of what they're called off the top of my head. I'm struggling today. Those guys are like the best of the best guard.
Solar Auxilia.
So yes, they're not just like whatever regiment. It's like these guys are the guys that you call in when you need the job done. That you can't quite get the Marines, but like maybe the humans.
Yeah,
that's what you get with Solar Aux. And I've had to talk myself off the ledge on making one of those armies. And I just
the dangers.
I've got to pace myself because I love the setting way too much.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think all of Games Workshop settings are phenomenal.
It's so good.
It's like all of them.
I can't get into AOS. The models are amazing, but the story I've tried multiple times to read the lore, and I feel like it bounces around too much.
I just don't know who I'd pick.
Trying too hard
for Age of Sigmar. Like I guess that's why Warcry.
Sure,
because then I don't have to pick
everything.
It's I just have 15 war bands. That's probably fine. I don't know who I would want to commit to. I guess no one in Age of Sigmar. No one speaks to me super hard. Maybe Lizardmen.
And I had a Lizardman army back in the day.
Old fancy.
Yes. When the game died, everybody was clearancing off the fantasy boxes, I guess whatever the equivalent of like Start Collecting was 10 years ago was. and I picked one up for like $60.
Oh, wow.
And then I got super into Space Wolves, and somebody had like 9 or 10 Thunderwolf Cavalry and like this unit and that, all this stuff. Yeah. And I was like, you interested in a trade? And so I traded like a $60 box off for multiple, units that, I mean, his value was probably $300 or $400. I was like, wow. I came out okay.
Yeah.
And that's actually how Connor ended up getting all his Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Oh, boy.
Because I got them for such a steal.
I'm not bitter.
If I was going to do Age of Sigmar, and I think I've said this before, maybe to you, maybe to the podcast, I don't know. I've talked way too much. But I would do Cities of Sigmar. When I first started playing, the guy that kind of helped get me into this was, we called him T. He had an Empire of Man army, and we were all playing Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
And T just like unexpectedly died.
Oh, man.
So if I was going to do it, I would do Cities of Sigmar, and the whole army would be like a memorial kind of thing to him or to honor him or whatever. It's like, hey, 15, 20 years later, like I'm still, playing. And so that's what I would do if I was going to do Sigmar. And those models look awesome.
They do with the cannon shields.
And it's I actually text one of my buddies that used to play with us back in the day. I was like, man, he would love Cities of Sigmar. Like just the design aspect and the righteous, all the things. Like it's cool.
The Cavaliers or whatever,
so good.
Their helmets look
so
really cool.
And even there's a Age of Sigmar escalation league going on in Manchester right now, or about to start. And yesterday I was talking to the guy about it. And I kept finding myself on the Warhammer site like
Polyhedron.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I could do Cities of Sigmar. It wouldn't be bad. And like had to start collecting in my cart. I was like, no, Kurt, no, don't do it.
Don't you already still have 2 armies technically here? At least
I do have the Swamp Orcs, Cruel Boys. I can never think of them initially. And I've got all the Stormcast that are basically going to get axed in a couple of months.
Those ones aren't. Those ones are good.
Well, I've got a huge mix of like first edition starter, second edition starter, third edition starter.
I was gonna say, the only ones I think that have gotten axed are the Wizards.
Well, I think they're going to, like they said, they're good through summer, and then the rules are gone.
Yes.
I don't know.
There's 4.
I thought there were more.
There's like 4 different types, 4 different branches. One of the branches is good and through summer, and it's getting axed. But I don't think that one came in any of the starter boxes. It's like the entire detachment's Wizards.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I don't care enough to look into it.
The only reason I know is because of Warcry.
Yeah.
But the ones that came with the Cruel Boys, I know for a fact those are fine.
No, I don't think I have that half. That's the one half. I've only got like 1 or 2 models out of it.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's like the Night Haunt box and the initial launch box with, I don't know.
Was it like Corn Guys?
Man, I've slept since then. I don't play the game. They've collected dust on my shelf for 8 years or however long it's been out.
Sure. I mean, I'm bad about that. I have the old Warcry original terrain sets in their boxes.
I remember playing it on that original terrain set.
I have like the graveyard and like the haunted forest. I have the catacombs where it's like all underground and within like doorways, like a D&D dungeon or something.
That sounds fun.
It's cool.
Different.
Yes.
Interesting.
Too many things. Not enough time.
Oh yeah. So right now I'm to quote the Australians, hard for heresy.
Very good.
And then they have patches. They used to have patches. I don't know if they have them anymore, but if you sent them a picture of your fully painted army, they would send you like a patch that was like fully painted as for closers. I was like, man, I'm so close.
That's cool.
So I'm going to reach out though when I do get mine done. Like, hey, I'm a decade late, but do you have any in a drawer somewhere? I'll pay for shipping.
Sure.
So that's what I got going on. Played any games?
Well, you and I finally got in.
After we've known each other for like a year.
Yeah.
And we've never played 40K together until last Wednesday, 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
Wow. It doesn't feel like that was 4 days ago. That feels like a month ago. That's how my week has gone.
Maybe not a month for me, but it feels like a good week.
Let's not spend like a half hour talking about it. But Genestealers versus 40K Imperial Fist.
Yes, 40K.
Second game of mine against Space Marines, new, updated, better Space Marines with Genestealer Cult. And you guys got good.
Stern Guard are fun. Like the downside is I basically for me they're fun considering I've used them at all points during like pre-codex, during codex. Now they didn't used to be very good. I still brought them.
Why do you think I sold all of mine?
But the downside is they basically have to be targeting the oath target. So pretty much it's like just I am dedicating them. They are the only units that's going to be dealing with the Oath target. Sure. So it's kind of almost that rule is dedicated to making them good.
I mean, it worked out.
Yes. Which, admittedly, if you had big things, I don't know how I would have been able to pick, like if you were knights or something.
I was going to say that's not what we do here. We're all tiny little things and like 1 or 2 tanks.
Yes. Which those
Ridge Runners.
Yeah. Those things. How many 6s did you get? Was that like you rolled 4 or 5 dice and got 4 6s?
5 dice. And I don't remember what exactly you had shot them with, but I was making saves. And it was like, I can only make 6s to save. Mm-hmm. And as I sometimes do when it's like, this is important and fun and thematic. And it was like 6 and then a 1. And he took like 3 damage down to 1 wound.
Yeah.
And it was, a 6, a 6, a 6, a 6. And it was just like, what?
Yeah. You blocked really a Vindicator, like the Demolisher cannon. And then he died to 2 bolters.
Yes.
It's fine.
That's how it goes.
Devastating wound bolters, baby.
Ooh. It works.
I guess other than that.
They said you couldn't bolter out a Land Raider.
I know. Watch me. Which I will say, I do kind of appreciate that Heresy kind of is like, nah.
You literally can't hurt me.
Yeah. It's funny.
Maybe if you get behind me and hit me in the rear armor, you might scratch the paint.
Maybe. You're Genestealer punching my Vindicator repeatedly.
Oh, yeah. We had you killed the whole
Genestealer.
unit except 1 Genestealer, and just to spite you, I charged you.
Yep.
And it was like 2 turns of combat before you could kill me.
Which, I'm not wasting the cannon on a single Genestealer, but it was like, man, I was like 3 instances of melee combat it took me to kill this 1 Genestealer.
And of course, everything shot at it and nothing. And then he gets up there and my Genestealer's like, wham, and does a wound. And it's like, all right.
Wow, your tanks couldn't wound it, but this guy just like punched through the driver window.
-2, man. It adds up quick.
That 12-man Terminator blocks are
Terminators
scary.
are really the bane of. If you didn't have those, I think the game would have been very different.
Maybe.
But had I not thrown away my 10-man Patriarch and Genestealer unit into those, thinking, I'll dev them out. It's fine. I did 4 wounds.
No, you killed 2 guys.
6 wounds.
6 wounds. Yeah, no, you definitely killed 2 guys.
Sorry,
and then
I thought they were 2 wounds.
Oh,
my bad. I'm still thinking Heresy. It's fine. It's fine.
No, they're 3. Be glad they aren't the ones with storm shields and they all have 4 wounds. But to be fair, that's also like a 500-point blob walking across the table.
And after that moment, I just stayed out of line of sight the best I could and ran away. And let you have the middle.
Yes, they did kill a couple units still, but
if they looked at it and if you shot at something, I was like, you know what? I think we're good here.
They're probably dead. Dead wounds, and I did use the Firestorm.
Yes, extra strength.
Yes,
12 inches.
Yes, within 12 inches, it's an extra strength, and everything has assault. Which I know normally. I guess the wisdom is you would take Torrent, but there's only one stratagem. It's a 2 CP stratagem that relates to Torrent. It's more just everything Torrent is within 12 inches anyways, so that's probably why. But also,
I got you.
Then my bolters hit pretty good when they were up close.
And that captain.
Oh, the captain. Yeah, you what was it that hit? You basically wiped my entire Stern Guard unit after it.
It was the Metamorphs.
A couple things. Metamorphs.
Yeah. And then you turn around and killed like 7 in one combat with your once a game
hour
thing.
Of the finest hour, basically with a power fist, and he deleted them.
Yep.
And then charged into another unit and deleted them.
Yep.
And then you charged him with something, and then what do you have? 1 life left?
I had 1 wound, maybe
1 wound, and I almost deleted the guys and. We didn't roll out my attacks. We rolled out your attacks. You didn't kill him.
I know how that was going to end.
So theoretically,
hit and wounded me on 2s. Like I know this game. Toughness 4, 5 up save. Yours, buddy. You
theoretically, he wiped 3 units by himself.
Yes,
which felt really nice. Maybe not so much for you.
I mean, look, I know what I play. Okay,
but no, it was fun.
It was a fun game, and I think. Do you want to talk about our thoughts on 40K in general here, or do you want to just leave that for maybe another episode?
I mean, I'm good to talk about it now. It kind of unchanged.
Yeah,
and
I think we said it was like A+ for the setting.
Yeah,
A+ for the armies and the models.
Yep.
And maybe gameplay right now for us is like a C, maybe
probably a C, probably average.
And I think it's got a lot to do with us having played so many other games here lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like with army games. I mean, I've played Legion, we've played Heresy.
Warcry, Marvel
Crisis Protocol. I've even played Bolt Action. Like
we played Necromunda a little bit.
Necromunda. Mm-hmm. I've played Blood Bowl. Blackout. Even Shatterpoint. And
I haven't. I mean, I demoed it. I kind of want to try Shatterpoint again one day, just to see.
Sure.
and that I Am No Jedi thing is coming out, and I'm buying it. I don't play the game, but I want the diorama with
nice
Ahsoka
display.
and Darth Vader.
And the models are bigger, and it'd be cool.
It just looks cool. It's going to be cool on my shelf. My kid loves Darth Vader, so honestly, that's probably something I'll paint up.
Fair enough.
I will seal like 3 times, put in a acrylic display case, and then put it in his room.
Fair enough.
I know my child.
Dude, those lightsabers are like, they're thinner than toothpicks. They scare me so much.
Think about it.
Like Maul
just
holding
painting
his...
Obi-Wan's for Legion was like, whoo.
At least those are flexible. I mean, these are flexible too, but man.
Not like that.
No. Like, have you seen I guess you have if you've played it. They're scary.
It's
like Maul holding his lightsabers out. He's like, I'm going to break them on everything. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, kind of.
You ended up winning that.
I did.
Very handedly. There was a moment when I was like, I can do this. And then everything died. And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I think the points were worse than the game actually went, though, because I didn't have much left. I mean, I guess I had the Terminator brick.
Yeah, but had I been able to kite you around or come, get you over into a corner and then like you kill me like, oh, and then pop back in the other corner like that. But I was out of resurgence points.
Yes.
I blew them so fast.
And I still had range on those because I brought range Terminators.
Yeah, that was awful.
So what did you think about the difference between fighting, because I know you said that's your second time, melee versus ranged? Was the ranged an issue?
Yeah, I mean, range is definitely, I can hold my own in combat.
Sure.
When I played the Blood Angels, he was mostly a melee army.
Okay.
He had pistol shots and like 2 flamer tanks, the ball predators.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like, okay, cool. Don't charge those unless it's through a wall. Done. Mm-hmm. And avoid everything else. Because the aberrants get to fight on death. 2 of the units do. 4-ups. And, the big guy explodes.
I noticed that.
He did 2d3. And then you kill him again. Like, oh, another 2d3. And suddenly you've lost 7 Terminators or something just on a whim.
Yeah.
I can at least punish you in melee. But in shooting, I mean, toughness 4 with a 5-up, I can't do a lot. If you've got AP, like, if you hit me more than 6 times, like statistically, the unit's gone.
Yeah.
So it's harder for me to deal with. And we've been experimenting a little bit with the Games Workshop terrain instead of straight WTC.
Which I guess I don't know this, so you'll have to tell me. So that's kind of that was in the starter book, kind of here's a terrain layout, or is that
is the tournament companion to keep it's like their version